nearly at the end. So what's up, my Century Galaxy? It's Centuryman here. So back again with another episode of the MCU movie review series. So today I'm reviewing the ninth movie of Phase 3 of the MCU. That is Captain Marvel. This movie was released in March of 2019. Boy, we're nearly at the end of the MCU movie review series. It's nearly half a year. I've been doing it since January. It started with me reviewing the first Iron Man movie from 2008, and so far, today I'm reviewing Captain Marvel. We've got the final three movies of Phase 3 to go. So today I'm reviewing Captain Marvel, next time reviewing Endgames, and then the final episode of the MCU movie review series is Far From Home. Until, the start of Phase 4, that'll be next month with Black Widow. I might review the Phase 4 movies in the future. Not right now. Anyway, so Captain Marvel. This movie was released in March of 2019. I heard people crap on this movie, but this is the first time I saw it because I didn't really saw it at the time in cinemas. I was looking forward to seeing Shazam, the DCEU movie with Zachary Levi. I saw it. That was way better than this movie. And this movie's on the same month as Dark Phoenix, the X-Men movie. That was absolute shit. That was absolute shit. It's on the Disney Plus app. Not just this movie, but Dark Phoenix. It stars Sophie Turner. The actress from Game of Thrones. I like Sophie Turner. She's a good actress. I might review Dark Phoenix down the road, but not right now. Jesus Christ. So, Captain Marvel. This movie had a mixed bag of a review. Some people like this movie, but others hate this movie. For me, I'm one of the guys or girls who like this movie. This is an enjoyable movie. This is kind of like a bottom half MCU movie. It wasn't a bad movie. We're not going to get a worse MCU movie for a very long time. Maybe the end of this decade, depending if Marvel is running out of ideas for movies or in the MCU, but we're not going to get a bad MCU movie because MCU movies, they turn out to be good, great, or even amazing movies. It's like watching a takeover show or even an AEW show because, like Dynamite or a pay-per-view, because these takeover shows, AEW pay-per-views, they turn out to be good or even sometimes great shows. This movie is kind of like a good movie, but not a great movie. It's directed by what's their names? Ryan Fleck and Anne Boden, and that's their names. I might be wrong about this, but they direct this movie. It stars Brie Larson as Carol Daphnis as Captain Marvel. She got really negative reaction. Really got some shit when the movie is about to be released on cinemas. But I think her performance as Carol Daphnis, Captain Marvel, she did okay. This is kind of like a origin movie, a little bit, because Carol suffered a little bit of amnesia. She, a bit of a memory loss. Don't know who she really is. You got Samuel Jackson as reprised his role as Nick Fury. This is the past Nick Fury because the current Nick Fury from the present day got blipped in Endgames, in the post-credit scene of Endgame. So it's good to see Samuel Jackson in the role as Nick Fury. They put a lot of comedy humor with the character Nick Fury in this movie. And I kind of we never see the comedy humor of Nick Fury throughout the MCU because he's just kind of like the cool guy director of S.H.I.E.L.D. because S.H.I.E.L.D. was still around this movie was set in 1994. I know this movie was released in 2019, but this movie was set in, not 1994, but somewhere in the mid-90s. There's one scene like Daphne, Captain Marvel, kind of crashed through a Blockbuster video store. And I said to myself, "Wow, that takes me back because I was around with Black because I was born in 1994, but I was around throughout my childhood until I think Blockbuster was kind of closed down, was out of business in what 2012, 2013, and to see like it was a good nostalgic pop for Blockbuster's video. And yeah, she kind of crashed through the roof of Blockbuster's video store, and she kind of set fire to a cutout of True Lies. You could tell it's 1994, even 1995, because True Lies is a movie stars Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's good to see these nostalgia pop into it, and also there's one scene with you know, Daphne was into I think we're in a library looking at, really doing research about Poncho Bar because she's still searching who she really is because I think they kind of, told her origin story pretty well in this movie. I kind of like it. So the buzzword in this movie is emotional, because she can't control her emotions. I don't really talk about her. Maybe I feel like people say she is the Superman of Marvel. I kind of disagree. I don't really compare Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel to Superman. I compare her to Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, because the reason why I compare Captain Marvel to Green Lantern because Carol Danvers and Hal Jordan, they are Air Force pilots, and they come from because Hal Jordan served the Green Lantern Corps. Karen Danvers served the Kree. What's it called? Did they really call it the Nova Corps? Is it a different corps? I don't know. And speaking of the Kree, their like rivalry was the Skrull. Anyway, let's get to the cast of this movie. So yeah, we got like Carol Danvers, Brie Larson as Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. We got the return of Clark Gregg in the role as Coulson. They kind of between Coulson and not Coulson, Coulson. Sorry, fucking Coulson. Why I call him Coulson? Anyway, Coulson and Fury. In this movie, they kind of de-age. They use computer generation to de-age. Fury and Coulson in this movie. Because I checked their ages because Clark Gregg, this is first time we see Coulson in the MCU since Avengers 1 because he got killed by Loki. And by the way, before that, the second episode of Loki, that'll be Thursday or Friday. That'll be, stay tuned. It'll be Thursday or Friday when I post my review of Loki episode 2. Anyway, back to my review of Captain Marvel. So, yeah, anyway, they kind of de-age of Fury and Coulson. Clark Gregg is nearly 60s, 59 this year. And, I thought he was in his 40s, man. But no, he's in his 50s. He doesn't look 50. He doesn't look like wrinkles or his throat. The front, your neck. You have the lump of skin around your neck. He doesn't have that. I thought he was in his 40s, but no. He's in his 60s, he's pushing 60. Samuel Jackson, the dude barely aged, in my opinion. I thought he was in his 50s or 60s. He's in his 70s right now. It's like, fucking hell. In this movie, he looks like he's from the 80s or the 90s. He looks like he's in his 30s or 40s, you can tell this movie took place in the mid 90s, so it's about probably I could say in his 40s back in the 90s, pushing 50 in the late 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, so let's get to the rest of the characters of the movie. So we got I'm gonna butcher this dude's name, Ben Mendelsohn. He plays Talos, who's a Skrull. He was good. I'll talk about the Skrulls a little bit shortly. We got Jude Law as Fonrag. Very disappointed. I'll get to the to talk about the Kree a little bit shortly. He was okay in that role. We'll get to talking about the Kree a little bit shortly. We got Gemma Chan as Mavira. It hit me like a hammer because her character got killed off. I'll get to it shortly, a little bit later on. She did, yeah, she was a bit standard. Anyway, so we got Aneta or Nita Bennings as the Supreme Intelligence, Marvel slash Wendy Lawson. Like I said, I'll get to talk about the Kree and the Skrulls a little bit shortly. We got Lashana Lynch as Maria Rambo. We got what's her name? Akira Akbar, I think that's her name. She plays Monica Rambo. I covered WandaVision this year. I don't remember what's the name of the older Monica in that show. In that show, go and check out my reviews of WandaVision. They're good. That was a good job. Anyway, so see, so we got see, oh boy, I'm drawing a blank here, folks. But that's it. On top of the main characters, oh yeah, we got Lee Pate. We got what's his name? Demon Honshu as Korath. He renounced his role as Korath because his character got killed off in Guardians of the Galaxy. We got Lee Pace renounced his role as Ronan the Punisher. And Korath the Pursuer, for that's his nickname, his title. That both of them got killed off in Guardians of the Galaxy. Korath got killed by Drax. Drax don't understand metaphors in that movie. And Lee Pace, Ronan got killed by he got consumed by the Power Stone. So I'm telling you, this is the major characters, folks, not the minor characters. So yeah, let's get to the Kree and the Kree and the Skrulls, because in the first half of the movie, the Kree and the Skrulls, they're kind of like fighting, they're warring each other, and I use a lot of wrestling terms. Sometimes I put a lot of wrestling terms in my MCU movie reviews, reviewing a MCU movie, heels and baby faces. They did like a face turn in this movie, because in the first half of the movie you got like the Kree as the baby face and the Skrulls as the heel, and then in the second half of the movie we got the Kree as the heels and the Skrull as the baby face, because the Skrulls, all their goal wants to find a home, and the Kree don't want them because I don't know what the motives of the Kree. I don't know if the Kree is corrupted or something like that. Anyway, yeah, Mavira, played by Gemma Chan, she got killed off. I think she's the only member of the Kree got killed off, because Korath didn't got killed off in this movie. He got killed off in, like I said, in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. There was and also they introduced Goose the cat. I don't know what the cat's real name. You can find it on YouTube. Yeah, it looks adorable. I thought they would CGI the cat, but instead, the cat was real, and I think they call it a flurkin. We'll get to Goose a little bit. They did a reference to Top Gun. That movie was released. I thought it was in the 90s they released Top Gun, but no, it was released in 1986. Fucking hell, that was in the 80s. I thought it was 90s, like somewhere like 1992. I know it stars Tom Cruise in it. Anyway, boy. Anyway, so Mavira, Gemma Chan's character got killed off. They were really they were flying on the ship. There was a battle because they shooting each other. Mavira got shot down, and Gemma Chan is also appearing in another MCU movie this year. She's going to be in the what's it called? The Infernals. That's released in, I think it was in October, because you got Black Widow's released this year in July. Shang-Chi's released in September. Spider-Man No Way From Home, that's released in December, the end of the year, so it's likely to be between October and November. she's gonna be in it. It's very rare to see one character, one actress or actor or actress appeared in one MCU movie end up be part of the other. I think her character in the Infernals will be an established character because the Myvera character was just not really an established character enough. That could be the reason. So yeah. Yeah. They kind of like find the origin of how Nick Fury lost his eye, because in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, I think he said about he lost the eye in war. You know, he lost the eye in the war. I don't know what war he served, and the real origin how Fury lost his eye was Goose. Goose was the Flurkin. And also, yeah, the Flurkin, he has. He inside has tentacles. He mostly, not just, yeah, I thought like Myvera was the only Kree dying in this movie, but no, you got some Kree army got killed by Goose, the Flurkin, and they introduced the Tararak in this movie. You know, they're finding the core because they show the backstory, not just Carol, how she became Captain Marvel, you know, part of the Kree, but they show a bit of the origin movie. You know, she doesn't remember, and they also saw the backstory of Larson. You know, they call it Dark. How she died. You know, like you find you had Fury, and Daphne. You know, they're basically like trying to do the research. What happened to Larson? Where is Larson? But they're dead. You know, you find out she's Kree, part of the Kree Corps. I don't know what they call it, the Corps, but anyway, she's Kree, and also she's dead. She died in a plane crash, but instead she got killed off by Von Rag, Jude Law's character. And yeah, he didn't die in this movie. Yeah, it's kind of weird how the Skrull, betray themselves. Like in the beginning scene, I don't know what plan they're in. It was an ambush. They kidnapped Carol Danvers, and also they kind of like going through her mind and finding Larson because Larson's I don't know. I thought they were gonna kill Larson, but instead Larson is the baddie. She's the supreme intelligence. So it's a bit. I don't think they pushed dark. Yeah, the dark scene, I thought like they're in the beginning of the scene. I thought she was kind of in this planet, but instead she was kind of like some out of nowhere. I don't know what part of America. I think it was kind of part in America. After they got shut down by whatever. They kind of they did the plane crash, and then Larson's character, her motive, she created this core engine. And and they did the origins of Captain Marvel pretty damn well. Carol kind of shut down the engine core, and that really gave her powers. And they brought down she's emotional, she's weak. There's they kind of flashback of when she was young. This fight scene between. I don't really call it a fight scene between, Larson and Carl Danvers, Captain Marvel. It's getting really confusing with the names, but anyway, so Larson says, "Without us, you'll be nothing." There's scenes young Carol got pushed over on a beach. She was riding her bike. She fell over her bike, and then she, she was playing a baseball match. She kind of fall over because she was batting. She missed the ball. She fall over, and they kind of repeat the same scene from the beginning scene when the Skrulls kind of going into her mind. Her memory. Looking up her memory. There was one scene Carol's kind of swinging the ropes, and she kind of missed the rope, and she fall off, and then. I said to myself, "Holy shit! That can. How the fuck? How the fuck she's never end up on top of Brie Larson? Never end up breaking her shoulder. It was so fucking high, and she's not. I feel lucky she's not broke a collarbone. Anyway, so she repeat that again. It's kind of like this type of thing, like, if you get back, you knock me down, you go straight back up. She said like, I think like Larson says, you're only human, and Carol says, I'm right, I'm human, and they call it, they kind of repackage her as Vez. I can't, these fucking names, man. But yeah, the fight scene. Yeah, she got that power. She's almighty powerful. She's glowing gray, glowing. Yeah, she's basically glowing gold. And changed her suits. In the beginning of the movie, in the first half of the movie, she was wearing like the Kree's wearing like the black and green suit. But in the second half of the movie, when they go into the ship and find the Tesseract, not Tesseract, the Tesseract, she changed her suit to red, blue, and gold. Anyway, so let's go back to Very Lost in the Eye. Yeah, that's the main origin that Goose the cat or the Flecklin, gouge Fury's eye, and then in the end scene, like you got Coulson said to Fury, he said like, did the Kree burn your eye out because you refused to give them the Tesseract? And he said, like, I confirm or deny the true fact of the story. Because he don't know the truth about how he lost his eye. Because because Goose scratched, through his face, and then Coulson said about, he kind of made up the story like the Kree burn out his eye because he refused to give him the Tesseract. And also and speaking of the end episode, at the end of the end scene of this movie, they're kind of slowly building the foundation of the Avengers. Fury said to Coulson about, we need more superheroes like him, like her, to join. I'm guessing it's slowly building the foundation of the Avengers. That'll be like, this is in 94, 95. This is about 13 or 14 years, or 14, 15 years later. Because the Avengers was formed in 2008 with Iron Man, but I say 2012, but yeah, they kind of muddy up the waters of the timeline of the Avengers, it's not Avengers, but the MCU, because like Spider-Man: Homecoming standards, because 2012 to 2020, 8 years. I don't want to get into it. Go and check out my review of Homecoming to find out. Anyway, so yeah, the brand, the Tesseract, people say it's muddy up the waters of the Tesseract, because the Tesseract was established in the end post-credit scene. Actually, it was shown in the post-credit scene of Thor 1, and then it's like been in the bulk of the first Captain America movie. It was proper established, and then it appeared in Avengers 1, and then you won't see it again until Infinity War. Now appeared in this movie, because Captain America was still frozen in the block of ice in the Pacific, because Cap was already an established celebrity and icon in America, fought in World War II, and then, because people will pronounce that he was dead, and then until 2011, when he's woken up. Anyway, so yeah, they kind of muddy up the waters of that. It's just what it is. Let's get to Monica, the Rambos. Monica and Maria Rambo. Maria Rambo, played by Lashana Lynch. She was good in this movie. I like young Monica, because the older Monica appeared in WandaVision. I'll cover that. Because the older, I think the actress playing Maria Rambo, I'm guessing like maybe she didn't was offered renounce her role as Maria Rambo, but like in WandaVision, because I covered the 4th episode of WandaVision months ago, that Maria Rambo has died of cancer 3 years ago, because older, the present day Maria, trying to say, because the name started with the M, it's gonna get really confusing. But Maria Rambo was died of cancer, and older Monica got blipped by Thanos, and then in they kind of developed flesh. They kind of developed the older Monica throughout that show because I'm talking about WandaVision a bit. And she got her powers in the Westview universe, and yeah, we won't see the scrolls again until the post credit scene of the season finale episode of WandaVision. You got one scroll disguised as an FBI agent. Said about there's a person up there who wants to see you. That's hinting that could be Maria Rambeau. That WandaVision set up two movies of the MCU for Phase 4. That set up Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness, and also Captain Marvel 2. That's released in, I think it's between 2022 or 2023. I don't really know. It's one or the other. So, yeah, because she was okay. Sometimes with these kids in these movies, some people don't like it because they'll like these kids because they turn out to be bratty. But she came off good and nice. She persuaded Maria to join the mission, to join up with Fury and Carol, and said about you're flying the coolest mission in the history of missions. You got to give it up. Sitting on the couch watching Fresh Prince with me, and you should give me give me an example setting with your daughter. Because Monica wants to grow just like her mother, and then slowly build the foundation of the older Monica in WandaVision, and right now she could be in WandaVision. I don't think they're doing a sequel. It's unlikely they're doing a second season of the show, but she's going to be in the second Captain Marvel movie. That'll be in a year or two, because we're in 2021. The movie could be released in 2022. So yeah, think. I think I covered most of it. Yeah, let's talk about a bit of the scrolls. There's two scrolls dead in this movie. There's one scroll disguised itself as Coulson. There was a fight scene between Fury and Coulson, or fake imposter Coulson. In the car, and then later on there's one scene they're in the morgue. They're doing autopsy of the scroll. They don't know what the fuck it is. And then you got Ben. What was it called? What's this called? Ben Mendelsohn playing the role as Talos. He was okay. He was funny in this movie. Why I kept saying episodes? He was funny in this movie, and also portraying the role as Keller. Is basically Fury's boss, because this is before he became the director of Shield. Yeah, Shield was gone after the events of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That was in 2014. That was basically 20 years later. There's one scene. They're in the Rambo's territory. And then because Carol don't trust. There was a neighbor called Tom. And then also Talos was in the room. I think they're in the hallway. Said about you should be kinder to your neighbors. Maybe they want to borrow some sugar. And said about I don't want to hurt you. You don't want to complicate the situation. And Fury says, I'm gonna complicate that more. I'm about to 5 seconds complicate that war with your ugly ass scroll brain. And also he called Maria a young lady. He said about I got ability to go places that I'm not supposed to be. And Maria says, if you call me a lady again, I'm gonna stick my foot that I'm not supposed to be. And then you got Talos says, I'm supposed to guess what is this, and then you got Fury and Carol says your ass, because he said I'm guessing what that is. I kind of laughed at that, Yeah, there's funny humor in this movie I kind of like. And also we got a cameo appearance of Stan Lee. And also I saw the Disney Plus version of this movie. There's the Marvel intro all about Stan Lee. I think that I didn't really see the movie at the time in cinemas. I think it's instead of like showing like the Marvel logo with the superheroes, they did it with Stan Lee because this movie took place a few months after the death of Stan Lee because Stan Lee died in late 2018. It was a good way to pay tribute to Stan Lee. They said like there was a black scene says "Thank you, Stan," and it's really funny that they never like did like the in the lovely memory of Stan Lee. In the end of it, I wish they did that to pay more tribute to Stan Lee. Because I cut like not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, I think it was last month, I reviewed Black Panther. They did the same thing to Chadwick Boseman because he died in 1 year later, 2 years later in 2020. And they never like in the Disney Plus version of the movie Black Panther. They didn't do like in the loving memory of Chadwick Boseman because we don't know what's gonna happen because he died 2 years later. It's sad. I'm gonna talk about a little about his death 1 year, because his final scene was in the fight scene with Thanos in Endgame. Anyway, so yeah, he was funny, and there's there was one skull got killed by Thorn Rag, played by Jude Law, because I kind of like him. I seen the Fantastic Beast, the second Fantastic Beast movie, The Crimes of Grindelwald. That was fucking shit. That's gotta be the worst movie of the Harry Potter universe I ever saw. I don't like that. Looking forward for we're not gonna see the third Fantastic Beast movie for a long time. Heard it's released next year. But if I'm gonna give it a go, but I think it's gonna be on the same level as The Crown of Grindelwald, but not the first movie. I like the first movie way better than the second movie because I saw both these movies on not cinema but on TV. Anyway, so yeah, let's talk about the post credit scene. In this yeah, in sorry, I'm kind of stumbling, but in this movie, so the first post credit scene, this is planting the seeds of Endgame because this is the final movie before Endgame. I think this movie didn't do much in the box office. They did okay in the box office, but not that well because they kind of shoehorned this movie before Endgame because Endgame was released in April that year. This movie was released in March, so I think that could be the reason why they didn't do well in the box office. I think they should. I think she didn't really like. I'm gonna tell it again when I review Endgames, but Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel's portrayal in Endgame. I think they don't really need Captain Marvel in this movie. In Endgame, sorry. I don't think she doesn't really need to be in this movie. Not this movie. Well, I keep saying this movie, but she doesn't need to be in Endgame. She didn't really bring nothing to the table in Endgames. That's really the problem. If they done this movie, I think the best time they should have done this movie was in 2016 because it's funny that in 2017, 2018, 2019 they got 3 movies. This year we got 4 movies, but in Phase 3, between the years between 2017 and 2019, there's 3 movies. But in 2016, they got 2 movies. That is Civil War and Doctor Strange. You can really put this movie right in the middle because Captain America was in the spring, and Doctor Strange was in late 2016. You can put this in the summer of 2016 as well. I think they might do decent. Really, they'll do much better in the box office than what they did in March of 2019. That's just me. And I think there was some criticisms of Captain Marvel in Endgames, the fight with Thanos, Yeah, I never buy in she's the Superman in of the MCU. Like I said, I compare it to Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, of the MCU because they're both, they serve their cores, the Air Force pilots. I don't really because Superman's born from a different because Superman's come from Krypton and grew up in Earth. Daphne, Carol Daphne was born and grew up in Earth. They did. She shut down the super engine, gave her powers, and then she lost her memories and served the Kree Corps. So anyway, can I say I think I covered most of it. Yeah, this movie I'm gonna yeah. This is got to be in the bottom half. This has got to be like an 18th or 19th place. It's not like a bad movie, but it wasn't great at the same time. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give it. This is an 18 or 19th. They're a bit better movies, I think because one of these because I'm nearly there. Nearly at the end because after I review this movie and move on to Endgames, then Far From Home, and do my ranking. These phase three MCU movies to worst to best or best to worst. This has got to be in the top five, top six. I think top four's between Infinity War, Endgames, Ragnarok, Black Panther, Homecoming, maybe Far From Home. I don't know. Until I review Far From Home. But yeah, it's an enjoyable movie. I'm not saying there was some. I don't say there was some problems. It was just kind of like an okay movie, nothing special. Yeah, Ronan was not used in this movie a lot. He was there for this in the end of the movie. You had Captain Marvel stopping the warheads. He said about Ronan says about how Earth's got the advanced technology, and also some guy says, that's not there, it's basically they don't have that. They don't have like war, tech. What was it, defense tech system? Sometimes I don't remember the dialogues that well, but he thinks like it's Earth's defensive tech, but it's Carol basically stopped them, and also he's going to basically destroy the ship of Ronan, but Ronan kind of like took his tail between his legs and said, "We'll be back for the weapon." I think his lackey says, "The core, the woman." So I'm hinting maybe they could do. I don't think they'll do it. I'm glad they did it in the 90s. I don't think it'll fit in the present day because half the people around planet Earth got blipped by Thanos. So I'm hinting that they could probably do it probably in the 2000s because Ronan got killed in 2014 in Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's gotta be in the mid 2000s. So I don't know. We have to wait until whether if Captain Marvel 2 is gonna be in 20. I think it's 2022, 2023. We don't know. We do not know. So yeah. Any last thoughts? Before I end this movie, review of Captain Marvel. Yeah, it was a fun movie for what it is. The humor was good, but we didn't see Carol doing any humors. But yeah, and also there's one cameo. I never knew. I found it on Wikipedia before doing this, watching and doing this review of this movie. We got a cameo of Robert Kaczynski. Because I'm a fan of EastEnders, he plays Sean Slater in that soap. He appeared as a biker because he's chatting up of Carol. It's good to see Robert Kaczynski in the MCU. I think he's doing well in America. He's appeared in that the World of Warcraft film and other projects. It's funny that how this dude plays Sean Slater in the most successful, one of the best soaps in the UK, that is EastEnders. Between EastEnders and the Coronation Street, which one's the best soap in the UK, but he's doing well in America. So, and he's been in the cameo of one of the best franchises in pulp culture. So I'm gonna end this. And also, it's a damn shame they never had like a cameo appearance of Tom Cruise in it because. Oh, I know Goose was named as, what's his name? Rick Edwards, Andrew Edwards. I don't know who he is. Because I've never seen Top Gear. Not Top Gear, but Top Gun, sorry. I've never seen Top Gun because I heard about it, but never seen the movie. It's a damn shame we never saw a cameo appearance of Tom Cruise because the only celebrity appeared in the MCU was David Hasselhoff in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We never saw Bryan Cranston appeared in the cameo in WandaVision or Tom Cruise in this movie. It's a damn shame. Anyway, so let's get to the post credit scene. So they found the device because basically Carol gave Fury his communicator. He said like it's only emergency only, and we won't see Captain Marvel again for another 25 years later because I don't know what is her real age. She's got to be in her 40s or 50s in those because the timeline in the MCU is so messed up. What's she been for the last 25 years? Because the Earth got attacked by multiple times by the Chitauri in 2012, Ultron in 2015, Hydra, but he didn't really use her in those time periods. She only appeared of Thanos being blipped. It's planting the seeds of Endgame. And speaking of Endgame, we got a cameo appearance of the post-credit scene with Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Scarlett Johansson, Don Cheadle portraying the roles as Captain America, Black Widow, Bruce Banner, Rhodey, Rhodey Rhodes. Find out what is that communicator, what it is, and Natasha says about we got to find who is in the end behind this thing, and then you got Captain Marvel peering into I think it's the Avengers lair or the Shield headquarters says. She said about where's Fury, and because Fury got blipped in the post credit scene of Infinity War, and then you got like Goose in another post credit scene, basically spit out or vomit out the Tesseract. And I said to myself, man, it's kind of exploring the intelligence, I said to myself, how the hell the cat is still alive after 25 years? No normal cat will survive that long. Jesus fucking Christ, man. But anyway, I think I covered most of the film. So yeah, I think Forag, Jude Law's character could be appeared in the sequel because I don't know, he's a bit generic. I think his character was not really fleshed out because he's kind of working with Ronan. I'm guessing Ronan could be the main baddie of the second movie because he won't be killed in the second movie because he got killed off in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So anyway, hope you enjoyed my review of Captain Marvel. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, smash the like button, click the notification bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more wrestling videos, Marvel videos and more. And also live streams. I'm doing live streams of Euro 2020 matches. Not all the matches, but some of the matches. Next time, we're nearly there, folks. We've got the final two movies of the MCU in the MCU movie review series. The two movies of Phase 3 of the MCU. That is Endgames and Far From Home. So the next movie to review of Phase 3 of the MCU, that is Endgame. So stay tuned for that. This is the Central Man Official signing out. Check you later.